is just a reminder, the book of Proverbs is very deep. It's very deep. What I mean by that is that Proverbs gives you this, when you get kind of the low-hanging fruit of Proverbs, what you get is a ton of really practical insight into really normal everyday situations of life, to where you get good counsel, you get good ideas. A way to summarize Proverbs, has anybody watched The Office? Has anybody watched The Office before? There's an episode in The Office, okay, whatever, this isn't going to make sense to you, but I'm going to forge ahead anyways, where Dwight says the best advice he's ever gotten from Michael, the manager, is don't be an idiot. And so then Dwight goes, what he says, he goes, so every time I'm going to do something, I think, would an idiot do that thing? And if he would, I don't do that thing. And in large part, the book of Proverbs is don't be an idiot. Don't do stupid things. Don't do foolish things. And do wise things. Do smart things. So there's that level. There's that layer of Proverbs. But that's also, set against a backdrop of the greater biblical context. And how you know this is that in Proverbs, for example, and Ben has talked about this quite a bit, that wisdom in Proverbs is personified as a woman. Yes? We've seen this before. But that's foreshadowing and pointing to Christ. In the New Testament, it is said that in Christ Jesus is hidden all of the treasures of wisdom. So, and then on the other side, folly in Proverbs is also personified as a woman. But that's pointing actually then to the counterfeit to Jesus, which biblically we're looking at the devil, right? The counterfeit, the alluring and deceiving and seductive power of Satan and evil. And so when you see Proverbs that way, here's what you get to, is that Proverbs is interested in giving you good counsel and good advice so that you can build a good life. But the reason that Proverbs wants you to build a good life is not just so that you can have a good life and enjoy it and someday put your feet up and have a good retirement and all of that kind of thing. That's not why the Bible is teaching you how to build a good life. Rather, there is a backdrop of a conflict. There's a conflict in our world. The biblical account is of God at war with evil, with darkness, with Satan. Now, we are not dualists, which means that we do not believe that the battle in the cosmos is between two equal powers. That's not Christianity, right? It's like yin, yang, light and dark, forever opposing each other. Neither one's ever going to win. That's not the case. In Christianity, we believe that King Jesus is the almighty ruler of the cosmos, that God is at war with the devil, and that is a decidedly lopsided contest, and that someday God is going to crush evil. But his main method of doing that, right, the main tool of God in opposing evil is with good. So you see this in the cross, that in the darkest moment of human history, God overcomes evil with the sacrifice of Jesus. The decisive blow struck to the devil is in the crucifixion of Christ. So God attacks evil with good. He attacks foolishness with wisdom. So when you see this in Proverbs, what you understand is that Proverbs is not about me building a good life for my sake. Proverbs is about building a good life so that I can be the most formidable, the most dangerous weapon that I can be in the hands of God against the kingdom of darkness. Does that make sense? So all of a sudden, what we start to see is like the reason that Proverbs wants us to build strong families and strong character and integrity and even be successful at things in life like business and relationships and leadership. The reason for that is not just arbitrary, just to have it. The reason is because if I want to be the most formidable adversary to the devil that I can be in the hands of King Jesus, then that is going to involve me living with wisdom and actually making decisions that make myself and my people, my family, my church, the people, my friends, into the most formidable people that we can.